What's up, Squad JC3 here, the baller of YouTube, and I promised this video to you guys. In this one, you're going to be seeing attribute updates and who we're going to be playing in the first round, which is the Houston Rockets. We don't get a break, man. I'm telling you, we don't get a break. We're always playing tough teams in the first round, but I'm not going to complain. We're going to do work against these guys. And, you know, we're already getting these endorsements. And leave comments, leave feedback in the comment section below. And if you follow me on Facebook, you could post comments in the Facebook comment section as well. If you want to see the cutscenes that happened at the end of the season that I didn't show in the last video, I could just quickly slip those in to before the game in the next playoff video, which will be round 1, game 1 of the 2014 NBA playoffs against the Houston Rockets. So you're probably like, well, I'm out of here. You know, I'm just going to leave a like, subscribe if you aren't already, and get out of here because it's just going to be an attribute update video. But hold your horses, hold up right there. I'm going to be talking about the draft lottery, which happened last night, Tuesday night, May 20th, and possibly getting into the draft. But I feel like I'm pretty tight with this draft, with these guys. I've followed these guys since their senior year. You know, you watch those Ball is Life videos, Andrew Wiggins, Anthony Bennett, you know, all them, the Canadians, eh? And so, I am very familiar with a lot of them, and this is the deepest draft that we have seen in many, many years. And so, I'm going to be covering the draft lottery in full detail, just down to the point. I'm going to be covering this draft lottery, and I might get into a little bit of draft talk in terms of who I think should go where, but we might have to save that for a separate video just because I could go so in-depth on these guys and know a lot about each one of them. And, you know, my boy Jahi Carson is in there. You know, he just got his Ball is Life mix, and it's really cool to hear number 1 Jahi Carson. Kind of sounds like me. I gotta get there. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. Man, oh man, you won't even believe my reaction when the Cavaliers got that number 1 pick. And I had a feeling too, they got that 1.7% chance to get the number 1 pick. And so what happened was, I believe it was on the number 9 Charlotte pick or the number 8 Sacramento pick, the announcer on ESPN said that moves Cleveland automatically into the top 3. And I was like, what? So I'm not sure. There was a lot of stuff that happened in the draft lottery last night, like the 10th pick Philadelphia they got from New Orleans and that Noel deal last year in the draft. And then Charlotte Hornets with that new logo. It's pretty sick. They got a pick from Detroit. And so Detroit did not even get a top pick, I don't believe. They didn't even get a top pick. So they don't have a lotto pick here. So that kind of is not very good for them, especially the Golden State Warriors, who don't have a pick in this whole draft. They don't have a pick in the whole draft. In one of the deepest drafts, you're not going to have a pick where you have, you know, guys potentially leaving. And so that brings up the Kevin Love situation and all that. But anyway, let's get back to. So when it was Bucks, Sixers, and Cavs, I was like, no way. There's just no way. And then, you know, what would you call him? Vice Commissioner? Commissioner to be? I don't even know his name because Adam Silver usually does this, but I guess he got his trainee. And so his trainee announcing this, and I saw that red come out on the number 3 pick. I thought it was Cavs, it was Philadelphia. I was like, no way. And then they got to the next pick, and it was the Bucks. I was like, I literally jumped out of my seat. Oh, no! No way, not again. How did every year? And that's 3 of the last 4 years with the number 1 pick. And if we look at what the Cavs have done with it, we got Kyrie Irving, and then they have the 4th pick. They took Waiters the next year, and then last year with the number 1 pick, they took Anthony Bennett from Canada. And so UNLV, that's the college you went to, but from Canada. And so this year is a big year for them, and there's been a lot of talks about them trading the pick to Minnesota for Kevin Love. But I gotta agree with what Bill Simmons said. Bill Simmons was point on. He literally did not like that pick. I mean, he's made a good point. Why do we keep rewarding the Cavs for making mistakes? I mean, I'm sorry LeBron left, but it's been just Lady Luck shining down on the Cavs ever since then, and there's no reason we should be rewarding them, really, because they haven't really done anything good with those picks. Have they made the playoffs with the picks that we've awarded them? And when I talk about awarding, I'm talking about this being rigged. Now, a lot of you probably believe it's rigged. A lot of you don't believe it's rigged. But this year, after this year, it's gotta be rigged. You know why? It's because the Sacramento Kings have been terrible for so many years. And they get the 8th pick, and then the LA Lakers and Celtics are bad for 1 year, and they get picks above them. I mean, are you serious? Let's go in order here. 14 down, this is the lotto. We got Phoenix 14, Minnesota 13, Orlando 12. They acquired that from New York via Denver. 11 is Denver. 10 is Philadelphia from New Orleans. 9 is Charlotte Hornets from Detroit. 8 is Sacramento. 8 is Sacramento. I'm just mad at that. They always get 5 to 8. I don't know why. I don't know why. If it's rigged, the NBA wouldn't reward them and give them a top pick in the top 3 for doing all they did, doing all that hard work for keeping the team in Sacramento, and they don't reward them with nothing. A number 8 pick. But I'm going to talk about how that could potentially be good. 7 is the LA Lakers. 6 is my Boston Celtics. 5 is the Utah Jazz. 4 is the Orlando Magic. 3 is the 76ers. 2 is the Bucks. And 1 is the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think we can go ahead and say what the first pick in the 2018 draft goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think it's safe to say that Cleveland will be getting the number 1. Nah, I think after this year, this is the last year Cleveland getting the number 1 pick for a stretch of time. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive into some of these teams. So we see Cleveland at number 1. I'm going to be covering that, who I think they should take. Again, it might take another video because, I mean, you know how in-depth I can go on these guys, and I'm not even covered any of the guys in this draft yet. But let's go ahead and start with number 14, Zach LaVine. Is projected to go to Phoenix. He's a point guard from UCLA, a bigger size point guard. Had one of the highest verticals in the draft combine at 43.5. That's also what Jahi Carson, the point guard from Arizona State, had. And so, you know, Andrew Wiggins had that 44, number 1. He wasn't attending the draft combine, though. He was at P3 Performance. And so they've measured him there doing that. And so that could be a good pick for Phoenix. As deep as this class is, out of the top 10, 6 are going to be busts. About 5 to 6 are going to be busts. 3 are going to be pretty good, and probably 1 or 2 are going to be starters. I mean, I hate to say that because we got Wiggins, Parker. You know, some people say Embiid. I'm not a big Embiid fan, and I'm going to get into that. But anyway, let's just journey down the list here. Oh, we got Julius Randle, Aaron Gordon. I mean, we got all of these freakishly athletic human beings, and these teams gotta fight for them. So Minnesota, Orlando, Denver, Philadelphia, Charlotte. Let's get into Sacramento. Charlotte could take Doug McDermott. I'm not a big fan of him either, just because he's like another Ryan Anderson. I think he's a great college player. I'm not going to bag on him, but I don't think he's an NBA fit player. You know, there's players who are just not athletic enough to be in the league and just are going to be a journeyman from team to team, 5 to 6 years in the league, and that's it. That's their time. So that's my case with McDermott. But let's go ahead and get to Sacramento. Sacramento has a great opportunity to take Aaron Gordon from Archbishop Mitty High School in the Bay Area of California and from Arizona. If Aaron Gordon is still around and the Kings do not take him at the number 8 pick, they just blew another pick. This has to be their draft because, okay, what did they take a couple years ago? Jimmer Fredette, gone. Thomas Robinson, gone. And last year, they took Ben McLemore, who hasn't done jack squat. And so, I mean, you gotta have a guy that come in like Tyreek, but you can't get rid of him this time just because he doesn't want to play with someone on the team. Make an instant impact. That's Aaron Gordon right there. Youngest player in the draft, really athletic, and can make an instant impact. Play alongside Cousins. You know, he's going to get ripped on a little bit because he's a rookie, but hey, everyone's going to get ripped on because they're a rookie, alright? So, that's a great opportunity for Sacramento. LA Lakers, I don't even want to talk about them. They just make me mad. Boston Celtics have a great chance to take that Dante Exum from Australia, whose father played with Michael Jordan, that Michael Jordan guy on North Carolina, on the college team. And so 5 goes to Utah. For Orlando, let's get into the top 3. Number 1, Cleveland could trade away that pick. But are you out of your mind? There's teams like the Warriors who have more to offer for Kevin Love than the Cleveland Cavaliers do. And so I'm ready to just go on about these top 3 picks, but we're not going to be able to get to them today. Another video will be coming out, probably a playoff video, like Game 2. I'll make it just who I think is going to go in the lotto. And so the top 3 picks are important. I know you guys are ready to hear about Andrew Wiggins and all these ballers, but we ran out of time for today. Thank you for watching. Leave feedback below. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Finals is coming up, so I got to finish all that for school. And then when the summer starts in about 6 days, I'm definitely going to be on that grind, getting videos out for you guys. Madden's coming back as well. I know a lot of you want that. JC3, out.